So we'll give you LeBron's team since we'll give you the first pick. I'll handicap it a
All
little
right.
bit by giving you the first pick.
All right, sounds good. So what we're gonna do, I was saying before you came on, Jay, I've got this thing in reverse so that I can see what's going on my screen. I'll flip it around at the end. Hopefully, everybody can still kind of figure out what's going on with these teams anyway. With Team Tom and Team Jay here. So I am Team LeBron, which will be one of my forwards. It's still done by position, correct?
No, you can just pick whoever.
You can from the pools.
Just
Okay.
pick whoever. Brad Stevens, if he were a captain, would probably pick all point guards.
He definitely would. All right, so my first pick as LeBron James is going to be Kevin Durant. I think that Durant and LeBron is a nasty combination of forwards, of length, of guys who can do a lot of different things. So my first guy is going to be KD. So he will go in under one of my forward designations, which we can actually ignore as we go through this. But I've got LeBron James and Kevin Durant.
That's a good start. You really went out on a limb there, man. I am gonna go with because I need somebody to guard LeBron and Durant.
You do.
In a normal case, I would pick James Harden. I would want James Harden on my team. I think he's the next guy. But I'm going with Giannis because I need somebody to match up with LeBron and Kevin Durant as much as somebody can match up with LeBron and Kevin Durant. And Giannis is basically the only healthy human, shout out to Kawhi, who can do that.
Yeah, I think that's a great pick. Obviously, Giannis has been unbelievable this season. I like that you called me out for not going out on a limb. Like, yeah, no, it's I'm picking the best player here. What do you want from me, Jay?
Yeah. I want to see what you're going to do with Kyrie because you're LeBron in this situation. So
that's right. So because I'm LeBron and because I kind of forced you into a corner here by getting Kevin Durant and forcing you to not pick Harden, I'm going to go ahead and take James Harden next. He'll be the first guard selection I have. So obviously Harden has been, putting together, something like an MVP season. We'll see how things shake out with his health and everything, but I mean, he's just been unreal. Just as a scorer, putting him, next to that versatility in those forwards, that's a pretty tough combo there.
Plus, he was among the congregation of Rockets who tried to go in the Clippers locker room and gave us one of the most entertaining nights on Twitter.
Yeah, I talked about his MVP case.
Yeah, that's basically the MVP case. Great MVP case. And he somehow avoided suspension. After going into the opposing team's locker room. So
you see, Jay, he was holding them back. That's what was happening there. So
yeah, sure. Whatever you say. I gotta think about this one for a little while. So do I go with Kyrie? So Kyrie is an obvious choice.
Yep.
But I'm Stephen Curry. Do I need Kyrie? I think I'm gonna go Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, he was, I believe, the All-Star Game MVP last year.
Okay.
And didn't he have 52 points or something ridiculous? So Anthony Davis, All-Star killer, also recency bias. I just watched him obliterate the Celtics last week.
He's so good, man.
So, yeah, Anthony Davis is my choice. I'm putting together a team here. I'm not necessarily drafting the best or most accomplished player. I'm putting together an all-star team, and Anthony Davis will be an all-star killer. We got a question from Ian Levy. If Shemi Ojale made the team, would his biceps have to take up 2 slots? I think that's an insult to Shemi's biceps. I think they would have to take up at least 3 slots.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. He definitely couldn't beat these guys one-on-one, but I would guess that most of them he could beat up one-on-one.
He's going to need to work on that 3-point shooting percentage before he gets an all-star appearance. So
that 28% just isn't quite cutting it. So my next selection, I am still LeBron, and I think if there's one thing we're learning about this Cleveland Cavaliers team led by LeBron this year, it's that they're extremely petty. So I'm not going to take Kyrie, even though he would be a nice fit here. I'm going to go with a center now, and because it's one game, and because we know that he will be available presumably before something else happens, I'm going to take Joel Embiid. I'm just going to have that, that size, that everything else that he brings to the table. Just an enormous human being, very talented. We've seen what he can do. So he's going to be my center, and I'm going to leave the other guard slot open for now.
Okay. Okay. Um, I'm gonna go with Kyrie. I,
All right.
he can't
There it
slip.
is.
Can't slip any longer than this. Kyrie's
He
my
really
guy
can't.
right here. Are we both in agreement that DeMar DeRozan is probably going to be the last pick in this among these
Well,
starters?
he should be, but I need another guard, so he actually isn't going to be.
I
He's going to
get
be my next
Boogie.
pick.
Boogie.
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of how it shook out. This is the price that I paid for getting James Harden, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant. So I will pay that price. I'll take DeMar DeRozan as my other guard, which makes James Harden my point guard, which obviously he can play. So that's gonna and obviously I'm also LeBron James in this scenario. So I have two guys who can
Yeah,
definitely
you got
facilitate
a
everything.
couple guys who can do some things. So
Yeah,
so I'm left with Boogie, huh?
yeah,
And
yeah. So
this year, hopefully, Boogie can play some minutes and not get traded on All-Star night,
yeah,
which is good because the trade deadline is actually right before the All-Star game. So Boogie should be safe this year. Boogie is safe. Boogie will not get traded on All-Star night. Boogie will not have that wild, wild night that he had last year. And hopefully these guys will compete. I'm so sick of the All-Star game. I hate the All-Star game. The fact that we're doing this, I I mean, it's cool. The draft is way better than the actual All-Star game, unless they completely change the competitive level. Because the last few years, it's just been a joke. I hate watching no defense. I hate watching the exhibition of alley oops and stupid threes. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And especially because it could be so awesome. Like, look at
yeah,
these 10 players we just drafted, how great they are at basketball. And if they would just compete against each other and go out there and do what they do as hard as they can, it would be just an unbelievable game. Like Giannis versus LeBron and Boogie versus Embiid and Anthony Davis versus Kevin Durant and Kyrie versus James Harden and Stephen Curry versus whoever. It could be amazing. I need them to try. Just please,
yeah.
for the love of God, NBA All Stars, just try. It's 3 hours. Please.
All right. So that's I don't disagree with anything you just said. That's Jay's impassioned plea to LeBron James and Stephen Curry. So these guys also select the reserves, correct?
Yes, they do
All
select
right.
the reserves. So we'll go back to you for pick one of the reserves, and then
Well, actually, I believe you get the first pick of the reserves. I'm pretty sure Steph Curry gets LeBron gets the first pick of
ooh,
the starters, and Steph gets the first pick of the
ooh,
reserves.
all right,
So you can go ahead and grab your guys
all right.
for your next.
So in real life, Steph will probably choose a Golden State Warrior.
Yeah,
In this fake life, Steph will not choose a Golden State Warrior. I'm going to need some more wing depth.
you
Is
are.
what I'm going to need, and because of that, I'm going with Jimmy Butler. And
Okay.
it's a wild pick, I think. I mean, Jimmy Butler's great. I don't know if he's like an all-star game type of guy, but I'm trying to compete out here. I'm trying to get that hard edge to my team. I'm trying to bring life back to the all-star game. And Jimmy Butler, I needed another wing to guard Durant and LeBron and
Yeah.
all those wings you got. So Jimmy's my guy.
Yeah, I think that's a great pick. I don't have any like real point guards. Hard like we said, I've got guys who can facilitate. I've got guys who can play the point guard role. I don't have any real point guards on my roster yet. So I am going to go a little bit out on a limb here, and I'm going to take Damian Lillard with my
Ooh,
first reserve pick.
Damian Lillard. No Russell
I
Westbrook?
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the guy who can shoot threes in this. Nobody's going to be playing defense, so I'll take the guy who can, just launch threes from, almost as far as Steph. I'll take the guy who's just more of like a, all-around sort of scorer in that way, a little bit more efficient scorer. So Lillard is going to be.
You're acting like this is a real basketball game, which I appreciate.
Yeah. I mean, I listen, Jay. I heard your plea. I respect it. I respect the integrity of this All-Star game. And I'm taking Damian Lillard here.
Okay. I'm gonna have to take Russ then, because
Okay.
this is an All-Star game. I'm not a fan of Russ's game at all.
Yeah.
I think Russ does a lot of stupid things on the court. I think he takes bad shots. I think I would hate playing with Russell Westbrook. But in an all-star game situation where guys are just flying up and down the court, he is
It's true.
the best of the best athlete, and Russ is my guy. Russ is my guy. Give him to me. Plus,
All right.
plus, I want to see him go against Kevin Durant at least once in an ISO situation.
Yeah, you definitely got to have that. I think that's a great pick. Obviously, I'm actually pretty much in agreement with you on Russ's game. That's I'm in about the same boat. But like you said, freak athlete. He's the kind of guy you want in an all-star game. So I am going to I'm going to make a pick here that I think really helps my team. It makes my team more versatile. It makes my team more interesting. And it's also the most LeBron petty kind of pick that you could possibly make. Because instead of taking my teammate Kevin Love, I'm going to take a pick away from Steph Curry, and I'm going to take Draymond Green here. He's going to be a forward who can obviously do a million different things. He can defend. He can defend some of your bigger guys. He can go against Davis or Boogie or Giannis. He can go against a lot of these guys. So my next pick is Draymond Green. I think he's going to be a really great forward coming off the bench for me.
Again, picking it like it's a real game. You were swayed by.
I was inspired.
All right, I'm going with. Should I go with speed, or do I go with big talent? Because right now I'm between Kristaps, Towns, and John Wall. Those are my three guys. I'm going with Towns. You know what? I've already got Curry. I've already got Westbrook. I've already got Kyrie. I don't need another point guard. Give me Karl Anthony Towns. Let him rain buckets on top of the LeBron-James All-Stars.
All right. Yeah, I think that's a great pick because that was going to be my next pick. So that's really good. So I am going to go with let's see here. I'm going to take another guard. I'm really kind of going in on 3-point shooters, even though you've got Curry. I've got a lot of guys who can shoot. Obviously, if you put a lot of guys who can shoot around LeBron, he's at his best. And so I'm going to go with Bradley Beal with my next pick. I think he's been unbelievable this season. Obviously, he's pretty big. He's a shooting guard, and he really just fills it up. So he's going to be my next selection off the bench. I think Lillard and Beal in the backcourt off the bench is crazy fun. So he's going to be my next selection here.
All right, you can do that. And you know what? I'm going with another big guy. I'm going with the unicorn. Give me Kristaps. He's another guy that if this were a real game, I would probably pick someone else. Just because he's young and not yet fully formed, and other guys do more impactful things than he does. But this is an all-star game. Kristaps, let it fly, young man. I think Kristaps is ready to show out in his first all-star game. Former Skills Challenge champion.
Yeah.
Which
he's
really means
guy
a lot.
I think in an all-star game setting, I think he could end up being the leading scorer.
Yeah, I'm just loading up on guys who could be the leading scorer. That's my main task here.
All right. So I really need a big because you've got Porzingis and Towns coming off your bench here. I'm going to go with the guy who, again, makes everybody else better, facilitates well. We've got a lot of shooters, so a guy who can take advantage of some of those shooters. I'm going to go with al-Horford. I think on a lot of people's brackets here, he would be one of the last picks. I just, if we're treating this like a real game, he would be the kind of guy who could bring all of this together in a lot of really interesting ways. So I'm going to go with him as my other big man, along with Draymond off the bench.
Okay. I got a question. Is Kevin Love still sick? Is it that?
I do keep forgetting, to be quite honest with you, that I am LeBron, and I really should have picked Love at this point.
It's okay. I don't think the Cavs like each other. The Cavs don't like each other.
Right. And it's not televised. So if I'm LeBron, I can just walk into that room afterward and be like, Love, you were my first pick, man. Like you were. I picked you before. I picked you before Lillard. I picked you before Beal. You were number one off the bench in my book.
Exactly. While we're talking about the televised stuff, why are they not televising this? This would be the greatest drama in the history of NBA drama. this would be absolutely amazing. Whoever went last would have a absolute chip on his shoulder forever. Whoever, if LeBron drafted Kyrie, it would be huge news. If LeBron didn't draft Kyrie, it would be huge news. If Steph went out and got like Russell Westbrook early, that would be hilarious. Like, there are so many ways that this could be hilarious and amazing and dramatic and just the most entertaining night of the year. But instead, no, they're not doing it. And it's a shame. It is really a shame. And I suspect they're probably wanting to protect the players, to protect especially the two players who are picking the teams. But LeBron needs no protection. Stephen Curry needs no protection. Their protection is that they're the best basketball players on earth and that they can do whatever the heck they want and that they very well may meet in the finals for a fourth damn straight time. Like, it doesn't matter if other guys don't like them. They're still going to be better at basketball than those guys. So I'd be all in on the draft. I'd be so all in on the draft. But instead, we're just going to get a list of players. I hope to God it leaks somehow. Whoever leaks that news would be a national hero, an international hero. It would be the greatest thing in the world. Michael Damper wants to know, did you guys see Jay trip over Love last night? That was a pretty funny highlight. We saw it. Yeah, the Cavs are in a bad way, aren't they? The team meeting was too funny. Who accuses a grown man of faking sick? Like, even if you think he might have faked sick, it is something that you cannot ever prove. It is something that in no way should you ever accuse him of doing. And like, just to think he was so sick of playing basketball with you that he decided to fake an illness is hilarious. So shout out to the Cavs, who are an absolute mess right now. And as you tweeted earlier, Tom, they are doing a great job of taking the spotlight off the 4-game losing streak Celtics.
Yeah, taking a lot of heat off them, man. I mean, you lose at home to Orlando, you lose to the Lakers, you lose to a couple of teams that you definitely should have beaten, and it would be pretty easy to get some heat on you. And the Cavs are just, taking it all right back. It's really pretty selfless on their part, and I respect it.
Very unselfish. All right, I'm going with Klay Thompson, man. Give me Klay Thompson. Right. I'm supposed to be Stephen Curry. Klay Thompson, maybe the best shooter in this whole game, and he's going to get shots because it's the All-Star game. So give me Klay.
Yep, I like it. So my next pick is going to be Victor Oladipo. I'm going. I've got 3 guards and 2 bigs, sort of in my reserve so far. I love what Oladipo's done this year. I think he'd be an all-star game guy. He's like super athletic. He can shoot. But I just think, he's been so impressive. What he's been able to do at Indiana, just kind of been turning their season around and really turning that trade around. So he's going to be my next guy, and he'll kind of.
You want Victor Oladipo over John Wall?
Anybody who knows me knows that I'm going to take shooters over non-shooters, even to a fault, definitely to a fault. I took Beal over John Wall, so it's a flaw. If I was a general manager, it would definitely be a flaw in my general managing. But I'm taking Oladipo and Beal over John Wall.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with the guy you should have picked, and that's John Wall. So give me John Wall. And I now have some speed demons. I got John Wall. I got Russell Westbrook. I also have Stephen Curry and Kyrie Irving. This game is full of guards. There are so many guards in this game.
Yep.
And I got some good ones.
I mean, there's several good guards currently playing in the league. So we've got our. Let's see here. We're down. So we're both in our wild cards now. I'm gonna go ahead and take LaMarcus Aldridge next. Add another big to my roster. I think he's had a really good season. He definitely wasn't going to be super high on my list of guys, especially compared to some of these guys. But I mean, he's having a really good year. He's not necessarily an all-star game kind of guy, but he's been a big part of the reason. He's been probably the biggest part of the reason why San Antonio is where they are right now. So Aldridge is my next pick here.
All right. All right. I'm going to go with Kyle Lowry just because
All
I
right.
love the storyline of LeBron picking Kevin Love last. That would just be amazing. That would be spectacular. That would be something that I would need to see leaked. So,
Yep.
yeah, I'll go with Lowry.
Okay.
I have way too many point guards, but I also have way too many big men. So it
Yeah.
turns out in the All-Star game, everybody's good. So at the end of your roster, you're going to have guys who are going to be overlap, skills overlap, position overlap. So I got Kyle Lowry. Could you
All right.
read out the squads for us?
I sure can. In fact, what I'm going to do here real quick is I'm going to turn this thing around and I'm going to get the I'm going to see what we got. So let's see if we can back this up enough. All right. So, yeah, as you can see,
Bring it a little closer. I can't read it. A little closer. There we go.
All right.
So Team J is on the right.
Yes, Team J is on the right. Team Tom is on the left. As you can see, Team Tom is absolutely stocked full of shooters, which was always going to happen, quite frankly. You got both of the Pelicans boys, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's always good to have your starting front court be the starting front court of a 500 roster.